Let's assume we have a chance to see the most advanced civilization in the universe. What would we see? What would she look like? Would they have some kind of dance? And how advanced would their technology be? I'm Olivio. Welcome to the Mystery 1K channel. Such an advanced civilization would probably already have several technologies that we haven't even dreamed of yet, like planetary superstructures, or even travel at speeds very close to light, or even faster. This civilization would likely achieve full control over space-time. Unfortunately for us Earthlings, the only life we know is our own. We can't even imagine what the most advanced civilization in the universe would look like. But we have a good idea of what they would be capable of. Speaking in terms of evolution, all organisms that have ever lived here on Earth are descended from a common ancestor. And this is quite limiting, in the sense that we only know a very limited path that life followed, its evolution until it reached us. For example, life for a long time developed in water. This would explain why our eyes see visible light. Maybe on another planet, or on another moon, life has followed completely different paths, which have led to completely different beings. And who knows? They are also, at this very moment, wondering if there are more beings similar to them in the universe. Leaving speculation aside, it is true that we have no way of knowing exactly what the individuals of a civilization would be like. But that doesn't mean we can't know at least what a civilization looks like. Maybe that got a little weird, so let me give you an example. I could show an alien pictures of the International Space Station, the Great Wall of China, and even pictures of some monstrous hydroelectric power plants. Works of architecture like the Burj Khalifa. They'll probably get a microscopic view of what human civilization looks like, and that's exactly what we're trying to do. And that raises the question, what makes it possible to mount a space station in orbit around the planet, build walls thousands of kilometers long, and what makes us imprison water and then let it pass through turbines? It's the energy. The history of humanity is closely linked with energy, from the discovery of fire, that we learned to use to cook, to the moment when we split the first atoms inside a nuclear reactor, to light a light bulb. It was actually to make bombs. But then we light a lamp at home. We were able to go back in history and know how advanced we were, precisely based on our energy expenditure. Using the scale, a civilization that uses fire to heat food is less developed than a civilization that uses electricity to heat food, turn on the TV, run the air conditioner, and charge the cell phone. The energy factor has always been associated with important stages in our history, whether in wars for resources, or for technological innovations, that propelled us into the future. Energy is an excellent indicator for understanding civilizations, whether human, or any other civilization in the universe. This idea was proposed by an astrophysicist, named Nikolai Kardashev in the 60s. Kardashev proposed a scale based on the energy power that a civilization could have. Since according to him, this would be the most viable way to classify a civilization, and understand it. Theoretically, we've ended up at the limit for how advanced a civilization can be. Hypothetically, the maximum energy a civilization could use would be the entire energy of an observable universe. On this scale, we have 4 important points, which would be civilizations of type 0, 1, 2, and 3. We are around 0.73 on this scale, which still places us as a civilization of type 0. Remembering that the higher we are on the scale, the more energy civilization is capable of using. Scale 0 would be the emergence of life, when almost no energy was used. The 1 on the scale is the first step that we one day intend to reach, which will be the time when we will use all the energy available on our planet, and that includes solar, wind, geothermal, nuclear tidal energy, and every other type energy available on the planet. Reaching that point would make us a Type 1 civilization. which would make us a planetary civilization. The next point on the scale is Type 2, and this type of civilization manages to use all the energy radiated by the star. It may sound crazy, but we can imagine true engineering marvels that would allow us to make this happen. An example is building a Dyson sphere. The idea is to surround the sun with solar panels that would be generating energy without stopping civilization. Somehow this civilization would manage to use this energy for all its purposes, such as fueling rockets, space colonies, and keeping society functioning. These civilizations are called star civilizations. The next stop is a Type 3 civilization on the Kardashev scale. These Type 3 civilizations are more advanced. If you thought the idea of using up all the energy radiated by our star it's crazy, it's because you don't know a Type 3 civilization. It not only uses the energy of its star, it also uses the energy of all the stars in the galaxy. Not just the stars, this civilization uses all resources that have energy in the name. This civilization is able to control all this energy, simply unimaginable for us. And these civilizations would be called galactic civilizations. And that brings us back to the question, what would be the most advanced possible civilization in the universe? It would obviously be the one with the highest number on the scale, a Type 3 civilization. Such a civilization would need to build Dyson spheres in every star in the galaxy. And that might mean destroying entire planets and moons in search of resources, or even destroy entire solar systems. Another form of energy that a Type 3 civilization would use would be the energy released by black holes at the center of galaxies. Every time a black hole pulls in matter, it forms that disk around it. A high amount of energy is released, and this is considered the most energetic process known in the universe. With this energy power, it would not be difficult to provide energy to diverse populations spread across the galaxy, and technology would advance enough to solve millenary communication and transportation problems. Science is looking for traces of a Type 3 civilization. If there were one in our galaxy, we would be able to detect it. Such a civilization would leave marks on the galaxy, such as the loss of energy in the form of heat. We would be able to observe this at wavelengths such as infrared. Kardashev thought of 3 more scales, and these would be billions of years more advanced than the 3 scales mentioned above. And these are Type 4 civilizations, which can use energy from the entire universe. Type 5, for civilizations that can use energy from the multiverse. And finally, Type 6 civilizations, for civilizations that use energies that are outside space-time, such as antimatter. Scientists claim that we will reach the first scale in the next 100 years, and the second scale in millions of years, and the third in billions of years. It is very likely that we will not get there, not least because the planet is being mistreated by us. The human being is the tumor that is killing the planet, and if nothing is done, it will be the planet that will kill us. Thanks for watching, subscribe to the channel, and leave your like. Goodbye.